Hey guys, welcome to another random video. This time I'm going to do an entire collection of my Skylanders. In case you don't know, Skylanders is probably my favorite game series of the 2010s decade. I grew up with the first 4 games, so yeah, I'm just going to show my entire collection. Also, a bit of a disclaimer, I have never played Superchargers or Imaginators. I only have figures from the first 4 games, Spyro's Adventure, Giants, Swap Force, and Trap Team. Although I do have 2 figures that came out when Superchargers was running on its heyday, if that makes sense. So without further ado, let's get started with Spyro's Adventure. Starting with Spyro's Adventure, here are my Magic Skylanders I currently own. Starting off with Spyro, one of the very first Skylanders figures I ever owned. This is Series 1 Spyro. Pardon the dust, I literally just took all these figures off my shelf in my room, and they're pretty dusty, and I'm honestly kind of lazy to wash off all the dust, so yeah, so please don't mind that. So yeah, Series 1 Spyro, looking in fair condition as always. Set him here. Next I have Series 2 Spyro, which from what I remember was like super hard to find in a single pack, but here he is. Thankfully, one of the employees at Toys R Us was kind enough to dig through the back and find me my family a figure of Series 2 Spyro. Yeah, unfortunately on my example, the wing, unfortunately when we got it, it came off. We tried gluing it back on many times, but it just kept on popping off, and so yeah.
I'm trying to get the wing back on, but this time it's being a jerk.
Okay, you'll have to do it. So yeah, Series 2 Spyro, still in fine condition aside from the broken wing. Happy to have him. Still works though. Next, I have Series 2 Double Trouble. I do not have the original Series 1 Double Trouble for some reason. So yeah, another disclaimer: I don't have every one of the variants or the predecessing or succeeding series of a certain character, if that makes sense. So yeah, I don't have the original Double Trouble at this side. Here's Series 2. As you can see, it is looking very nice. Still looks very nice. His axe is a little bent, but the figure still works, so yeah, set him there. And lastly, for Magic, here's Voodoo, who is probably my favorite of the Magic Skylanders in the original 32. Yeah, Voodoo, nothing really else to say to him. I don't have Eon's Elite Voodoo. I don't know why I never picked him up, but here he is, Voodoo. Yep, in all his glory, looking fine. Also, it's a bit of another disclaimer. I used to have a Series 2 Wrecking Ball, but my brother actually traded him with one of his friends for Jetvac. And so yeah, unfortunately I no longer possess Series 2 Wrecking Ball. And that's going to be it for Magic. Time to move on to the next one. Moving on to Tech, first things off here we have Trigger Happy, the Series 1 who came with the starter pack. Got a little dust off him. Yeah, still in fine condition. The only thing that's kind of busted is the tongues, as you can see here. Yeah, we were young kids back then, so we like to bite on a lot of stuff. Surprised though, we didn't choke on anything. But yeah, Series 2, excuse me, Series 1 Trigger Happy came with the Spyro's Adventure starter pack, looking all fine. His ear's a little bent, but he still works fine. I'll set him aside there. Next, I also have the Legendary Trigger Happy. Nothing else much to say except it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. So at least I got to get a Toys R Us exclusive before they closed down forever. Although they did come back, sort of. But yeah, Legendary Trigger Happy. Next up, I have Series 2 Trigger Happy. Here you go. And yeah, Series 2 Trigger Happy. Nothing else much to say. His wow pow is just insane in Skylanders Giants, so yeah, really nice. Next up, Drill Sergeant. This is the only Drill Sergeant figure I have. I do not have Series 1 or that special transparent red variant, which I never found. But yeah, Series 2 Drill Sergeant with the 2 drills up here. Yeah. Once again, pardon the dust. I literally wasn't kind of in a rush. I don't know why, or I'm lazy. So yeah. Next we have Drobot. this Series 2 Drobot. Again, I do not have Series 1 Drobots. So yeah, really nice Series 2 Drobot from Giants. Actually came with a Wow Pow, unlike the Light Core version, which never had the Wow Pow. Speaking of which, here is a Light Core Drobot. As you can see, probably the most. I will say this. I hate to be negative, but probably the most disappointing of the Light Cores of Giants, because it's only this part that lights up. You see, once you place in the portal, it's only this little red circle thing that lights up. So yeah, nothing else. His eyes don't light up. Nothing else. Only this. Quite disappointing, if you ask me. And that's going to be it. No, actually, no. What am I saying? One more for tech. This is what I was saying when I said I had a couple from Superchargers. This is Eon's Elite Boomer. This is the only Boomer figure I have, and my goodness, I'm so glad I got to own a Boomer figure before Toys to Life was dead. So yeah, Boomer honestly is my favorite of the original 32 for tech, and excuse me. Boomer is actually my favorite of the original 4 tech Skylanders. And unfortunately, I never actually found his original Series 1 figure in stores packaged. I did find it at GameStop in like one of those used bags, but for some reason I never picked it up. So yeah, Eon's Elite Boomer. Unfortunately, I never got to experience the special abilities that gave him in Superchargers, but happy to have a Boomer figure. So yeah, I'm pleased for that. And that's gonna be it for tech. Time to move on to next element. The next element on the table is water, starting things off with Gilgrunt, the Series 1, which came with the Spyro's Adventure Starter Pack. Really nice. Gilgrunt, one of the original 3, I guess, but the faithful trio consists of Spyro, Trigger Happy, and Gilgrunt. So yeah, Gilgrunt, he's still in fine condition. The only part that's damaged will be his spear on his gun, because we were young kids, much like Trigger Happy's busted tongue. Yeah, kind of the same fate, but he still works both perfectly fine. Yeah, set Gilgrunt there. Next we have Series 2 Gilgrunt right here, as you can see, and which is the only of other 2 Gilgrunt figures I have. I do not have Series 3 or Series 4. So yeah, Series 2 Gilgrunt. Unfortunately, I wish we could get this combination in game, but nope. We can't. This upgrade right here is one of the leads to one upgrade path. This one right here, the jetpack, leads to another upgrade path. So unfortunately, we cannot get what Series 2 Gilgrunt looks like in game compared to the figure. So if that makes sense. So yeah, he's still perfectly fine. Again, please pardon the dust. I've said that like a million times already. Yeah, set him aside. Next, I have Whamshell. Series 1 Whamshell. So yeah, nothing much else to say. Whamshell with his big mace, such. For some reason, when Spyro's Adventure came out, I could never find Whamshell. I don't know why. It was not until like when Trap Team came out, during Trap Team's heyday, is when I finally found a Whamshell. So yeah, there you go. I also have Light Core Whamshell from Swap Force. Yeah, another Whamshell. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really else much to say except he's a Light Core variant. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It still works perfectly fine. And last for water is probably my favorite of the original 32, Slam Bam. I cannot address how much I love Slam Bam as both a character and as when you play him in the game. He is such a cool character. I don't know about you, but I always have a thing for 4-armed characters. Slam Bam being no exception. I wish I had Series 2 Slam Bam or Eon's Elite Slam Bam, but no, this is the only Slam Bam figure I have, which came with the Empire of Ice Adventure Pack, which I will get to soon. So yeah, and that's going to be it for water. Now our next element is coming up. Next element is fire, starting things off. Eruptor, probably the most recognizable fire Skylander. Yeah, Eruptor right there. Oh man, I remember one of the stages in Spyro's Adventure. It was one of the undead stages. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was either Crawling Catacombs, Cadver's Crypt, or Creepy Citadel. I always use Eruptor's erupt ability as my temporary flashlight. Like you're in a room where light is only shines on you, and use Eruptor's erupt ability and just temp for like a second or two, lights up the whole room, and then goes back to shining on you. So that makes sense. So yeah, Eruptor. Really nice figure, still works. I also have Series 2 Eruptor right here with the pretty cool lava bar WoW upgrade. Yeah. Unfortunately, I do not have Light Core Eruptor. So yeah, that Series 1 and Series 2 Eruptor are like the only Eruptor figures I have. So yeah, there you go. It's Eruptor. Next is Flameslinger. Flameslinger. This is the only Flameslinger I have in my collection. This is Series 2 Flameslinger. Yeah, with nothing really else much to say except he's a cool character. I like his speed ability and his bow and arrows. So yeah, Flameslinger. Next on the table, Ignitor, the only Ignitor figure I have, Series 1. Yeah, another pretty self-explanatory as well. I love his Mega Slam attack. The bottom path is the way to go if you want to play as Ignitor. The Super Mega Slam and the Inferno Blade are like probably the best upgrades for him. My goodness, the Super Mega Slam just deals with so much damage to the enemies. It's insane. So yeah, Ignitor. And last but not least for fire, probably the most underappreciated Skylander, Sunburn, the only Sunburn I have, which is also the only Sunburn ever made, since he never got an alter ego or a Series 2 Beyond. So yeah, honestly, I just don't really play as Sunburn as much. He's probably the Skylander I play as the least. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. Maybe he's a bit weak or something. I just don't know why. But happy to have him. Came with the Dragon's Peak Adventure Pack. So yeah, there you go, which I will look at later. And there you have it, Sunburn. And that's going to be it for fire. Next element coming up. The next element I'm tackling is Earth, starting things off with Terrafin, the most popular Earth Skylander from the original 32. So yeah, we have Terrafin. Came with the Pirate Seas Adventure Pack, which I will get to soon. Yeah, honestly he's like one of my favorites too. Yeah, with his digging and his brawling. His dig attack is like pretty much very OP. So yeah, Terrafin, set him aside here. I also have Series 2 Terrafin right here, which honestly is actually the first Terrafin figure I ever got. So yeah, before I picked up Pirate Seas, this was the Terrafin I had. So yeah, really nice with the Spike Knuckles and stuff. I really like the Spike Knuckles upgrades. Like probably my favorite upgrade from Terrafin. Yeah, I'll set him aside. And last but not least on Terrafin, this is Series 3. And my goodness, look at those Wolverine claws. Series 3 Terrafin right here. As you can see. Nothing else, whole else to say. Honestly, I haven't played as him since so long, so I forgot what his new WoW palette was. So yeah, I'll probably play as him again. But in the meantime, here he goes. Series 3 Terrafin. Next is Dino Rang. And fun fact, Dino Rang is actually probably my most recent Skylanders purchase. I purchased him off of eBay like 3 years ago when we were all still in lockdown. Because I don't know why I never picked up Dino Rang during Skylanders' heyday. He's like a pretty interesting. At first I didn't really like Dino Rang because how he looks, so I never picked him up. But then he kind of grew on me because, well, I like dinosaurs and stuff. So yeah. Series 1 Dino Rang, the only Dino Rang figure I have. So yeah, there you go. Next is Bash. He's Series 2 Bash, the only Bash in my collection. And I think Bash also kind of grew on me as well. His attacks are kind of pretty much almost OP. Not as OP as like Terrafin or something, but yeah. Bash, I'm happy to have him. There you go. And the last but not least, Prism Break. This is the Series 2 Light Core Prism Break, which unfortunately does not have the WoW POW that the regular Series 2 has. But yeah, I'm happy to have Prism Break. Yeah, so yeah, there you go. That's Prison Break for you, Light Court. And that's going to be it for Earth. On to the next element. Moving on to the next element is Life, starting with Stealth Elf. Unfortunately, she lost her right arm when I was playing roughly with my Skylanders back then. But hey, at least the figure still works in the game. But it's a shame my family kind of broke off the arm. So yeah, Stealth Elf. Next, I also have Series 2 Stealth Elf right here. Nothing else much to say except I like her pose. She is in. Yeah, Series 2 Stealth Elf. Here we go, set her aside. And lastly, for the Stealth Elves, we have here Series 3 Stealth Elf that came with the Swap Force starter pack. Yeah, ninja. She's all dressed in black like a ninja. Yeah, Series 3 Stealth Elf, nothing else much to say either. And that's all the Stealth Elf figures I have. Next is my favorite of the Life Skylanders. It's Stump Smash. Oh man, what else to say is there to Stump? What else is there to say about Stump Smash? I just really like him. He's like one of my mains in Skylanders, Spyro, and Skylanders in general. Like I just love his hammer attacks and so much. He might as well be my second favorite behind Slam Bam. But so yeah, Stump Smash. The only Stump Smash figure I have. Wish I got Series 2. But yeah, Stump Smash. Next is Zook. The only Zook figure I have. Nothing really else much to say. Zook the Bazooka Dude. Yeah. I did see a Series 2 Zook at Marshall's. No, not Marshall. Yeah, Marshall's one time, and that was after Skylanders served its purpose. But unfortunately, I never picked it up for some reason, and I regret that decision so much. And thus, this is the only Zook figure I have. So yeah, Zook. And last but not least for Life is Camo, the only Camo in my collection. Yeah. Camo, he's pretty underrated. I really like his watermelon attacks. They really do that damage on enemies. Yeah, I really like his design. He's pretty cute and a little badass as well with those red eyes. Yeah, there's Camo. Nothing really else much to say. I do not have Thornhorn Camo from Swap Force, unfortunately. And that's gonna be it for Life. Next element. Next element is Undead, starting things off with Chop Chop. Fun fact, Chop Chop was actually the very first Skylander I purchased from an individual pack from Spyro's Adventure. So yeah, Chop Chop, I'm really glad to have Chop Chop. I remember seeing his soul gem in the first chapter, and my god, he looked pretty badass. Unfortunately, as you can see, the sword, much like with Trigger Happy's tongue and Gilgrunt's spear gun, yeah, the tip of the sword is kind of chewed off because we were young dumb kids, all right. Me and my brothers were young dumb kids, all right. But he still works at least. Unfortunately, I do not have Series 2 or Series 3 Chop Chop. But at least I'm glad to have a Chop Chop figure. So yeah, set him there. Next is Hex, whom also lost her arm. Yeah, the only Hex figure I have. Nothing really else to say except her broken arm. But happy to have her. I'm glad to have a Hex figure. Set her aside. Next is Cinder, Series 2 Cinder. And no, I did not. When I got Giants, I did not get the starter pack. I got the Portal Owners pack, which only came with Tree Rex. So yeah, so I had to purchase Series 2 Cinder separately. So yeah, nothing else much to say. I do not have Series 1 Cinder, unfortunately. So yeah, this is the only Cinder figure I have. Really happy to have her. And last but not least, for the original 32 for Undead, Ghost Roaster. This is the Eons Elite Ghost Roaster, the other of two Superchargers figures I have. Eons Elite Ghost Roaster. The only Ghost Roaster in my collection. I do not have the Series 1 Ghost Roaster, nor do I have Darklight Crypt. Yeah, sorry, another disclaimer. I do not have Darklight Crypt. I'll get to that adventure packs. I'll get to that soon. I'll get back to that soon once we talk about the adventure packs. So yeah, I never had Darklight Crypt, so I never picked up the original Ghost Roaster. But now I have Aeon's Elite Ghost Roaster. Happy to have a Ghost Roaster figure. And so yeah, that concludes Undead. On to the last element. The last element is air, starting things off with Whirlwind, the very first air Skylander I ever purchased. So yeah, nothing else much to say about Whirlwind, except she's looking mighty fine. I don't mean that in a weird way, just that she looks really nice in her figure. The unicorn horn, the wings and such. So yeah, Whirlwind. Set her aside. The only Whirlwind in my figure in my collection, by the way. I do not have Series 2 or a Series 2 Polar Whirlwind. I did find Polar Whirlwind in a Microsoft store in a shopping mall once, but I regret not picking her up. So yeah, Whirlwind, set her aside. Next is Sonic Boom, the only Sonic Boom in my collection. Yeah, I do not have Series 2 Sonic Boom onwards. Sonic Boom, she might as well be my second favorite air Skylander from the original 32. Yeah, nothing else, really much else to say. Sonic Boom. Next, Whirlwind. Next is probably, this might be a little controversial, but Warnado. He is my favorite air Skylander from the original 32. Yeah, I know he might, I don't know if people say this, but I don't know if people say he's kind of underpowered, but I just really like Whirlwind. Warnado, Warnado. Yeah, looking cool with the spinning on his tornado there. The spikes, see those Bowser spikes, those very Bowser-esque spikes, since he is a turtle after all. Yeah, nothing else much to say. Whirlwind. I do not have Light Core Whirlwind, I believe, who came out with when Swap Force came out. Yeah, that's the only Whirlwind figure I have. Why do I keep saying Whirlwind? It's Warnado. What is going on? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I do not have Light Core Warnado. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Why do I keep calling him Whirlwind? I apologize. So yeah, Warnado. Sorry, I just got my mind just went into a conundrum. And last but not least, Lightning Rod, the Series 2 Lightning Rod. I never picked up the Series 1 Lightning Rod, so this is the only one I have. Yeah, nothing else much to say. I really like the metallic blue he has on for his body. So yeah, Lightning Rod, pretty self-explanatory. And that's going to be it for Spyro's Adventure, the Skylanders at least. Let's move on to Giants.